Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. We have some important news regarding new mechanics surrounding the 9th anniversary. I will leave all the relevant links down below for all of the absolute legends that have provided this information over on Twitter. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, what you think of these new mechanics and what you think is going to happen for the 9th anniversary. And while you're down there, consider hitting the subscribe button and dropping a like. All the support is very much appreciated. So this first one has been found by ThievingSix. This is 9th anniversary pre-release info. All of this is off of JP's most recent data download. So there's some of it I'm not going to pay attention to, just the major anniversary stuff. So it says curated list of changes found so far. Big mechanics seem to revolve around enemy round skills and target focus effects. So new additions, new causality is attacker element type bit pattern. So what this tells me is the attacker element type could be, or it's very similar to how I guess type advantage would work, you know, and units being type neutral and type disadvantage. So I don't know, maybe in a certain event, if this was to happen, or if this was to proc, then maybe like in some other events when categories do bonus damage or certain types do more damage, maybe a certain type like Fizz would do bonus damage or have damage reduction or bonus defense against, say, tech, rather than, you know, standard type advantage where strength does more damage to Fizz and vice versa. So that could be what that is. And then there's like more in detail, like kind of things here that we're not really going to pay too much attention to, which is like calc former enemy round skill attack, calc former enemy skill attack, all those kind of things. There's also a game controller that says set up target focus effect, which only kind of suggests to me one thing, of literally as it suggests, is set up target focus effect. Like maybe one unit, you can decide that one unit in a rotation takes a super attack or takes all the attacks, or like an AoE. So where you see on like a rotation where an AoE pops up, say in slot 2, and you see the arrows kind of springing off against the slot 1 unit, slot 2 unit, slot 3 unit, maybe you can divert all of that focus and the target focus can be put on like your big tanky unit in slot 1, or after a unit super attacks in slot 2, and all of that can hit them instead. Maybe that's what that is. This says in-game charge data found, or character data found, target focus. Again, this part doesn't really matter too much. And then it says target focus effects might have specific or custom animations, likely persistent on screen as actives. Again, they probably format animations the same way domains do, maybe even the way actives and just standard animations do. And then we have more stuff such as enemy character, get enemy round skill set ID, set out round skills, those kind of things, and cut-ins for those round skills. Says enemy round skill has some custom animations, maybe starting with a screen blackout, then an animation plays. Enemy round skill will have the same effects as passive and possibly the same targeting types like leader skills. So this is quite similar to the way recently from Worldwide the domains work. They kind of have similar effects to passives, except a change in scenery, like a change in screen, a changing background happens, and then this effect applies, such as, you know, extreme units taking more damage and such, those kind of things. So that's how I guess that would probably work, or how I could theorize that would work. And then enemy round skill will have a button, maybe only when active, to show info. And then there's some other stuff here that doesn't really matter too much, where you looks like you can actually completely just delete your account. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to do that. I mean, maybe if you're completely done with Dokkan, you don't want to come back, that's for you. But right now, that's the first piece of information we've got around target focus effects and round skills. So here are some of the new icons. These ones, again, we're not really going to worry too much about, because all of these are new icons regarding the new change with power levels, those kind of things, and like increased drops for like items and those kind of things. So we're not going to pay attention too much to those, because we have a little bit of a wait for those to come on global. But the main one being is this in the top left, which is the round skill effect, which of course from the information we've just read apply to enemies, bosses you're facing. These apply for them. When a round skill happens, an enemy will have maybe something similar, you know, to a domain popping. You know, I've seen the name territories pop up, so maybe it's very similar to domains. Maybe that's an enemy's version. They pop a territory, or maybe it's just because they don't have a full team and it's literally just a singular enemy and they have a territory that pops. similar to how domains function, where, you know, depending on the event you're taking on in the enemy, you know, because this reminds me of Beast Gohan. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not just saying that because we're speculating for the anniversary, but this reminds me of Beast Gohan. This immediately reminded me of Jiren, literally on like the piece of rock transforming or like powering up. So maybe, for example, taking that as an example, you know, Universe 11 category enemies, or sorry, Universe 7 category enemies take increased damage, or those kind of things, and that's what these kind of round effects trigger for the enemies you're facing. Maybe they start doing increased damage to enemies that belong to a certain category, the same way domains kind of, you know, work. As I said, I've seen the name territories floated about as well, so I said maybe that is kind of like the enemy version of, said something similar to domains. Maybe they do increased damage, maybe the boss, I don't know, then gets crits against them, something like that, you know, something to give them a minor buff. That, but this is the icon for it. I said immediately, as soon as I saw it, I thought of Beast Gohan, and then also Jiren. Those are the main two. And then the other stuff we've seen, by the way, another one we've seen these from is Proton, and also Harry Turney at Asuna. We have some new icons in the game. Well, JP currently has some new icons in the game, which is Flame Round Skill, which I'm guessing this is like, you know, when you pop an active or you pop a standby, the flame kind of pops up around the icon. I think it's that. But we have 3 new icons here. We have the target one, which again could be, you know, the target focus that we've been talking about or briefly talked about in the beginning. This is the icon for it. It literally looks like exactly what I'm talking about. Like, all the arrows are literally directed towards that icon, so one character. So maybe that pulls focus again from maybe AoE supers, AoEs, maybe attacks in general, maybe a super attack, and it just, you can choose a unit that kind of takes all the fire and it all gets directed at them. That's what that looks like. Then we have Invalid Blow Special, which I think this is basically saying that you can't do this super type effect maybe, or something like that. And then a new one we have is this purple kind of effect that says general, which I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what this looks like. I mean, when I first saw it, it kind of reminded me of crit but in purple. So maybe this means, I don't know, maybe it means the enemy can now crit you. Maybe after they've used the round skill, maybe they can now crit you, you know, maybe crit certain enemies, maybe something like that. But yeah, I have no idea what this could mean. I mean, you can let me know your thoughts down in the comments of what you think this looks like or what you think it can mean, and draw up your theories. But I said, to me, immediately, it looks like a crit, but purple. I said maybe it can mean that the enemy gets crits or something like that. But that's very basic. I said that's just what the icon reminded me of, but I have no idea what that could mean. The next things we got, these are the target focus kind of animations. So the way it works is, and I can't remember why I saw it, but there is actually like a little video clip version of the circle. This circle here, or these circles, would be around like your character icon at the bottom. You know, it would be flashing around them like a target, and then you have the arrows kind of pointing towards the circle where the character icon is. So again, very similar to the way active skills, finish skills, those things kind of work. And I'm guessing you kind of flick it in a direction, maybe left or right, because, you know, up and down are taken by active skills and also finish skills or standby skills. So it does very much look so that the unit that you click, or the unit you choose to do this, will take, we're just not sure the way it happens, will take all the attacks. Again, not sure if this could mean all the attacks in a turn, all the normals, an AoE if there is one, all the attacks will be directed at that unit, or a super attack will be directed at that unit, or if it's specifically like an AoE super attack will be directed at that unit. But it does very much look to be that you choose a unit, and literally, as the name suggests, the target focus is them for that turn. So that's the only thing I can think of with that. And this last one is literally the round skills popping, which is, it very much reminds me of when you go into a new turn and the domain pops and you see that strip across the screen, or even like passives popping up at the beginning as well. This is literally like the enemy version. So when the round skill pops, this will flash up in front of your screen. Maybe the territory changes after that, and as I said, that's what functions for the enemies in a similar way domains work for like our units that we take into events. But yeah, this is the thing that will pop up. and of course when it comes on to global will be translated as well. The other thing I've seen floating about as a 9th anniversary mechanic, like for like the big anniversary units, the same way, you know, standbys were introduced for the 8th anniversary and, you know, things like that, is taunt skills. Now I haven't seen too much on it, but I've seen it go around and I've seen it been mentioned, but I don't think there's anything in there right now, just because the anniversary is still a little bit away on JP, not too far though, and they probably want to keep things under wraps. But taunt skills, now if taunt skills is the new big thing or the new big mechanic for the 9th anniversary, then immediately off the top of my head I can think of some units that have taunt skills. I mean, immediately you have Gogeta, you know, he has a ton, you know, he has the even the stuff of like the, you know, the clones, and like even with like the fake Kamehameha, you know, taunting a Mega. You even have Super Vegito where he literally taunts almost like the Rock with the hand to Buhan, you know. So maybe the 9th anniversaries could be, the new big mechanic could be taunt skills, and Beast Gohan actually has one of them where he firms the bang from Cell Max and then says what he says. That could be it. So I don't know, but a lot of this is speculation. You can let me know your thoughts down in the comments of what you think the anniversary is going to be and what you think some of these skills could be and what they could mean. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a good rest of your day, and peace.